What really happens when you stop chasing her? What goes through her mind when she senses that your attention, once glued to her, has now drifted away? Does she panic? Does she feel insulted? Or does she act like she doesn't care at all? The truth is, women notice when you start to pull away, long before you even say a word. But what's more important is how they respond when they realize you've lost interest. And trust me, it's not always what you think. Welcome to Man of Substance. And in today's video, we're diving deep into one of the most overlooked turning points in any romantic situation. A woman's reaction when she realizes you're no longer interested. Whether you're doing it on purpose or just naturally losing feelings, her response can reveal more than any sweet word she's ever said to you. It can show you her real character, her intentions, and even whether she ever truly valued you in the first place. Now here's the part most men don't realize. Some women crave attention more than love. The moment you stop giving her that dopamine drip of validation, her true colors surface. And whether she starts chasing you, testing you, disrespecting you, or completely ghosting you, it's all a reaction to your energy shift. But don't get it twisted. This video isn't about playing games. It's about understanding dynamics. When you stop trying so hard, you start seeing things clearly. So if you've ever wondered what really happens when a woman feels you slipping away, this one's for you. Let's break it all down, step by step. 1. She suddenly becomes extra sweet. The moment a woman senses you're slipping away, she might not panic on the outside, but on the inside, her radar is going off. And one of the first, most confusing reactions she'll have is becoming extra sweet. You'll notice her suddenly texting you first, complimenting you more, maybe even acting a little more submissive than usual. It feels strange because this isn't the same woman who used to take hours to reply, or barely showed interest in your efforts. Now she's warm, available, and even a little clingy. Why does this happen? Simple. She feels the shift in your energy, and now she's trying to restore the balance in her favor. When you're no longer chasing, giving her constant attention, or reacting to her games, she realizes she's not in control anymore. That's when the sweetness kicks in, not always because she misses you deeply, but because she misses the feeling of being desired. This tactic is a psychological move, whether she realizes it or not. By being overly nice, she's trying to pull you back in. She wants to recreate the version of you that used to crave her. The attention addict in her wants her supply back. But if you're not careful, this sudden kindness can make you second-guess yourself. You might start thinking, maybe she's finally changed, or she really must care now. That's how a lot of men get trapped in a loop. Imagine this. You've been texting her daily, planning dates, trying to build something. She's been dry, distracted, and distant. Eventually, you stop texting altogether. No drama, just silence. 2 days later, she sends you a voice note, her tone soft and playful. She says she's been thinking about you a lot and wonders why you've been so quiet. She even brings up that coffee spot you once mentioned going to together. That's not coincidence. That's reaction. This sweetness doesn't mean you've won. It means you've unsettled her. And in that moment, she's trying to pull you back under her emotional control. Don't be fooled by the sudden sugar. Watch the pattern. Is she consistent now, or just sweet enough to reel you back in? Stay aware. You've already shifted the energy. Don't give it back too quickly. 2. She accuses you of changing. When a woman starts to feel you pulling back, and the sweetness doesn't work, or she senses it's not enough, she'll often flip the script. Suddenly, you're the problem. She'll say things like, "You've changed," or "You're not like how you used to be." This is one of the most manipulative reactions you'll face when she realizes she's losing her grip on your attention. Let's break this down. When you were all in, texting her constantly, giving her compliments, making time for her, she never questioned your behavior. In fact, she probably took it for granted. But now that you've gone quiet, taken a step back, or simply stopped trying so hard, it triggers something in her. Rather than admit her own role in the disconnect, she shifts the blame to you. Saying you've changed isn't always about love. It's often about control. She's not reacting to you changing as a person. She's reacting to the fact that you're no longer orbiting around her. She's not used to that version of you, and it bothers her. This move is meant to guilt you. She wants you to doubt yourself. She wants you to question whether you're being cold or unfair. And for many men, this works. The moment she says, "You used to care more," the average guy starts over-explaining, apologizing, or returning to old patterns to prove he still cares. But here's the truth. Growth isn't changing, it's waking up. You're no longer doing the emotional heavy lifting. And now, she's feeling the weight. Here's how it plays out. You used to call her every night before bed. Lately, you've stopped because the conversations felt one-sided. She never seemed interested anyway. Out of nowhere, she texts, "You don't check on me like you used to. What happened to the old you?" Sounds sweet, maybe even concerned. But it's a challenge, an emotional poke to pull you back in. Don't fall into the trap. You're not wrong for pulling back from someone who didn't match your effort. Her accusing you of changing is just a reaction to losing the version of you she controlled. 3. She pulls away to test you. It's a move you've probably seen before. When a woman senses you're pulling away, she might start doing the exact same thing. The game changes, and she starts playing it. She'll distance herself, give you less attention, or just go quiet for a while. It's not about losing interest. It's about testing you. She wants to see how far she can push before you react. Now, this can be frustrating as hell. You've been trying to figure out why she's becoming more distant, only to realize she's testing your response. She's checking whether you'll chase her again, whether you'll make the effort, whether you'll return to the version of yourself that was always there. It's like a litmus test for your feelings. But here's the thing. This type of test isn't always conscious. It's often driven by insecurity or fear of loss. She might feel you slipping away, and instead of facing it directly, she pulls back, thinking that if you really care, you'll chase her down. She wants reassurance that you still see her as a priority, that you're not just going to walk away without a fight. It's a game, but not in the playful sense. It's a power struggle. When you pull away, she feels the shift and reacts by withdrawing herself to see if you'll chase. The problem is, many men fail this test. They give in, they start reaching out again, apologizing, trying to fix things when the truth is, there's nothing to fix. You're not the one who's pulling away for no reason. You've simply stopped putting up with the things that don't serve you, and that makes her insecure. This test is often a sign of immaturity. She's not dealing with the situation in an honest way. Instead of communicating openly about what's bothering her, she plays games. And while you might want to reach out and fix things, it's important to realize that you're not responsible for her emotional roller coaster. If she's testing you like this, it's a reflection of her own issues, not yours. So how do you handle this? Don't chase. Don't beg for attention. The moment you start doing that, you lose the respect and control you've gained by pulling back in the first place. Stay calm, stay grounded. If she truly values you, she'll stop playing games and come back when she's ready for a real conversation. 4. She tries to make you jealous. When a woman realizes you've lost interest, one of the most frustrating reactions you might see is her trying to make you jealous. It's one of those classic emotional plays. She'll intentionally put herself in situations where she's getting attention from other men, or drop little hints to make sure you know. It's as if she's trying to provoke a reaction from you, to see if you'll snap back into that chasing mode. This behavior is often rooted in insecurity. The moment she feels you're no longer putting her on a pedestal, she tries to bring back that sense of importance by testing your emotions. She's trying to see if you'll react, if you'll feel threatened or jealous enough to fight for her again. It's like she wants to know if you still care, and if she's still desirable to you. In some ways, this is a way of seeking validation, but instead of asking for reassurance directly, she'll create situations where she's the center of attention and wait for you to respond. Here's the thing though, it's a game, and it's not an emotionally healthy one. If she's playing these kinds of tactics, It means she's looking for an emotional reaction to gauge your feelings, rather than actually communicating openly with you about the real issue. She doesn't want to address the fact that you've lost interest. She just wants to stir things up to see if she can get you back on the hook. As a man, you have to realize that you don't need to play into these games. The moment you show that you're jealous or reacting to her actions, she gets the power back. She gets to feel like she's in control of the situation, which is exactly what she wants. She's testing your emotional strength, seeing if she can still get under your skin. And if you give in, it'll only feed her need for validation and attention. It's tough to admit, but some women use jealousy as a way to confirm their value. If they can make you jealous, they can prove to themselves that they're still wanted, still desirable. But the truth is, if you want to gain control of the situation, you have to stay calm and stay distant. Don't let her manipulation get to you. By reacting, you only show that you care too much about her validation. Remember, you're not her emotional punching bag. If she wants to play games, let her. The best response is no response at all. 5. She becomes rude or distant. One of the most surprising reactions a woman may have when she senses you've lost interest is that she suddenly becomes rude or distant. This might not be obvious at first. It could start with small shifts in her tone, attitude, or behavior that you can't quite put your finger on. But over time, it becomes clear. She's withdrawing, and her energy towards you has shifted from warm and inviting to cold and distant. This change is usually a defense mechanism. It's not about being rude for the sake of being rude. It's more about protecting herself from what she perceives as rejection. When a woman feels you pulling away, it stirs up feelings of insecurity. Rather than confronting those feelings directly, some women lash out with subtle, passive-aggressive behavior. She might make sarcastic comments, roll her eyes, or start ignoring your messages for longer periods. She could even start criticizing things you've done in the past that she previously didn't mind. It's as though she's trying to provoke a reaction, pushing you to chase her, or even just to see if you'll care enough to fight for her attention. But here's the thing, it's a test. It's a way of checking your emotional resilience. She wants to see if you'll break under the pressure, if you'll beg for her attention again. The problem is, this behavior is often rooted in immaturity. Instead of being direct about her feelings, she turns to passive aggression, thinking it will make you react. And in some cases, it works. Many men fall for this, apologizing or trying to get back to where they were before the distance set in. Now, let me give you an instance. Let's say you've been texting her regularly, but recently, you've stopped texting as much. You're busy with life, and the relationship isn't feeling as exciting as it once was. She begins to take longer to reply, and when she does, her responses are short and blunt. You ask her, "Is everything okay?" And she snaps back, "Yeah, why wouldn't it be?" The next time you suggest going out, she says, "I'm not in the mood." You can feel the distance growing, and it's frustrating. In these moments, it's tempting to chase her or over-apologize, but don't. The rudeness is a sign of her internal conflict. She's testing how much you care by pushing you away. The best way to handle it is to remain calm, not get defensive, and give her space. If she values you, she'll come around. But if she's just playing games to manipulate your emotions, it's better to let her go than to feed into the drama. 6. She starts posting for attention. When a woman realizes you've lost interest, one of her go-to moves might be to start posting on social media for attention. You'll notice her sharing more photos, status updates, or stories that are clearly meant to catch your eye. These posts aren't just random. They're calculated, designed to get you to notice her again. It's not about showcasing her life. It's about making sure you see her, especially when you're not giving her the attention she craves. This behavior usually comes from a place of insecurity. She knows you're slipping away, and instead of confronting the situation head-on, she'll turn to social media to fill that void. It's a way of fishing for validation. She's hoping that you'll see her posts, feel jealous, or realize you've lost something valuable. The underlying goal is simple. She wants you to react, to engage with her again, and to reaffirm her importance in your life. Now, here's where men need to wake up. This is a manipulation tactic. and many men fall for it. You start scrolling through your feed, see her posts, and think, why is she acting like this? Maybe I should text her. But here's the thing. This is not the way to win back her attention. If you react to these posts, you're feeding into the very game she's trying to play. You're giving her the control back that she's lost by testing your emotions through her social media presence. This is also a sign that you've failed to engage with her on a deeper level. If she's turning to social media for validation, it means you've stopped providing the emotional support or attention she needs in the relationship. You've become complacent, and she's now looking for other ways to feel seen, especially when you're no longer affirming her worth in person. But here's the hard truth. If you're letting her seek validation from other sources, you're doing her and yourself a disservice. A relationship isn't about chasing after attention on social media. It's about connection, communication, and mutual respect. If she's trying to get a reaction out of you through her posts, don't give her what she wants. Don't fall for the trap. 7. She brings up other men. When a woman realizes you've lost interest, one of the most irritating things she might do is start casually mentioning other men. Whether it's her guy friends, someone at work, or even someone she's just met, she'll drop these names into conversation like it's no big deal. She's trying to provoke a reaction. She's testing you. And it's a classic move to see if she still has the power to get under your skin. But here's the real deal. When she starts talking about other men, it's usually not because she's genuinely interested in them. It's because she wants to see if you still care. She's looking for a sign of jealousy, a hint that you're still emotionally invested. It's like she's holding up a mirror to your feelings. And if you react, she'll know that the emotional connection isn't entirely gone. It's a way of checking if there's still a spark left in the relationship, even if it's just based on your ego. Now let's address what a lot of men do when faced with this. They react. They get defensive. They start questioning her, asking why she's mentioning other guys, or showing signs of jealousy. But here's the mistake. By reacting, you're giving her what she wants. You're giving her the attention she's seeking. You're letting her know that she's still in control of your emotional state. The moment you show jealousy, you're showing her that you still care enough to feel threatened, and that's a powerful position for her to be in. But it's a trap. When a woman brings up other men in this way, it's often an emotional game. It's a power move. She wants to see if you're still emotionally invested enough to feel jealous, or if you'll let her slip away without a fight. But here's the hard truth for men. If she's talking about other men, it's time to step back and take control. You can't let her manipulate your emotions like that. If you've lost interest, don't let her bring you back in with these little emotional tests. If you're still interested, don't fall into the jealousy trap. Address the issue directly. Don't let her dictate the emotional tone of the relationship. Be honest, be clear, and don't feed into the games. Remember, if she truly valued you, she wouldn't need to test you this way. At the end of the day, how a woman reacts when she realizes you've lost interest is not about you. It's about her. It's a mirror that reflects her level of emotional control, her self-worth, and her true intentions. And the biggest mistake most men make? They assume that her reaction determines their value. It doesn't. A woman's reaction is her battle, not yours. Here's the harsh truth. A woman who only values you when she's about to lose you never truly valued you in the first place. Let that sink in. If she had to feel your absence to realize your worth, she was never giving you her best to begin with. She was coasting on your attention, assuming you would always be there. But the moment you pulled away, the game changed, and she had to decide whether to step up or step out. That's why a high-value man never reacts emotionally. He never scrambles to explain himself, never chases, and never tries to fix her response. He observes. He sees her reaction for what it is, a test of her character, not a reflection of his. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever noticed a woman changing her behavior the moment she felt you slipping away? Have you ever seen someone suddenly become more affectionate, more interested, or, on the flip side, completely disappear? Drop your experiences in the comments. I'll be checking them out and responding. Let's have a real conversation about this. And remember, your value isn't determined by how she reacts. It's determined by the way you carry yourself, with or without her. Stay focused, stay disciplined, and never let a reaction define you.